Setting up a home recording studio can be confusing because there are so many products, brands, and options available. In this video, I'm going to guide you through everything you need and why, and hopefully simplify the decision-making process with two very affordable, all-in-one, everything you need solutions. Hi, I'm Ed from edthorn.com, here to help you guys set up and make the most out of your home studios. Now, there are 5 fundamental things we absolutely need to set up a home studio. Firstly, you'll need a computer or a laptop, and you're probably thinking, do I need a PC or a Mac? Well, stay tuned because I'm going to answer that question at the end of the video. You'll need an audio interface. This device captures the sound of your voice or instruments and converts the audio signal into a digital signal that your computer can process. You'll need a microphone to record your voice or acoustic instruments. A digital audio workstation, also known as a DAW or DAW. This is our music production software that enables you to record, edit, process, and mix your recorded sounds. And you'll need a set of speakers or headphones to listen to what you're recording. And you're probably thinking, do I need headphones or speakers or both? And that's a great question too. And the answer is both, but you'll need headphones to record with because your microphone will pick up everything it hears, including the sound coming out of your computer, which could create a feedback loop, which we want to avoid. Having both is ideal, but if you're just starting out, I would always recommend getting headphones first. We also need a couple of peripheral items, including an XLR cable to connect your microphone to your audio interface, and a USB-C cable to connect your audio interface to your computer. The Focusrite Scarlett Studio Pack and the EVO by Audient Start Recording Bundle are both supplied with all of the aforementioned items, providing you with everything you need in a box. These are the quickest, easiest, and most affordable ways to set up a home recording studio. Just add a computer and away you go. Throughout this video, we're going to compare the items in both bundles. I'm going to give you my personal preferences, and at the end of the video, we'll tally them all up and see which one comes out on top. If at any point during this video you consider purchasing one of these bundles, I've posted links in the description below to the best prices I can find in the States and in Europe for your convenience. Purchasing through these links is a great way to support the channel if you've found this video useful, and I really hope you do. Please leave a comment below if you learned something from this video, or if you have any questions. I try to respond to as many as possible. Both bundles are supplied with a cardioid condenser microphone which picks up audio from all around the front of the microphone. These are ideal for vocals and acoustic guitars, and for demonstration purposes I've used these microphones to record an acoustic guitar and some vocals. Let's have a listen to these now and let me know if you can hear any differences. So to record the vocals, I've got both mics set up as physically as close as possible, so the capsules are in line with each other, so I can just record once, so it's the same performance. I'm going to be far enough away from the microphone so that there shouldn't be any difference in proximity, and I'm going to use a K&M Pop-Shield. This is a double-layered pop shield to help with our plosives. This is really good for recording, and I've got the SE reflector shield on the back there to stop reflections coming from the back of the room. I found the answers in a golden river at the source of 21. Show me the dawn face, and I will scale these walls at night to find the one. 'Cause I believe now that I know it's not pretend, and I can see now I must fight this till the end. Because it feels like the first time, I hope it's the last time, and I don't want to throw it away. 'Cause it hurts like the first time, I hope it's the last time, and I don't want you walking away. On the vocals, I'd say the EVO has a fuller and flatter frequency response. The Scarlett seems to be more sensitive and airy with a bit more top end, but lacking in the mid-range. However, the Scarlett's sound seems to suit this acoustic guitar a little bit more than the EVO, which I dare say sounds a little dull. These microphones are very similar, so I'm going to call this round a draw. The EVO, however, does score itself an extra point because it comes with a better shock mount, which is useful for minimizing vibration through the microphone stand, which the microphone will capture. I was pleasantly surprised by the quality of both sets of headphones. Neither feels flimsy, both have small but comfortable leather cups, both sets fit securely, and there is surprisingly little sound bleed when worn, which is good for recording in close proximity to our condenser microphones. Now you may notice these headphones look very similar. Now, I'm not saying they're made in the same factory with different stickers on, but they do look and sound identical. And they happen to sound very good, especially considering their relatively low cost. Because these are so similar, I have to call this round a draw. An audio interface primarily does two things. One, it converts audio, such as my voice right now, into a digital signal that my computer can process. It also then converts the digital signal from the computer back into audio for your headphones and your speakers. Regarding the build quality, the Scarlett is housed in a robust metal casing with plastic front and back faces. The Evo is all plastic to help keep the cost down. The adjustment pots and monitor dial on the Scarlett feel secure. The volume dial on the Evo feels a little flimsy, so this point goes to the Scarlett. Although these audio interfaces have different designs and different layouts, they are in fact very similar. Both audio interfaces are bus powered from USB-C or Thunderbolt 3 connections. This means your computer will power the device without the need for an external power supply. Both devices have two combination jack and XLR inputs. The instrument jack cable input is for your guitar or synthesizer, and the XLR input is for your microphone. Both combination inputs on the Scarlett are changeable to high Z for high impedance inputs. The Evo only has one high Z input on the front of the device, which takes precedent upon plugging something in, so the Scarlett wins an extra point here for the extra input. Both devices have 48 volts phantom power, which is needed to power your condenser microphones, such as the ones included in these bundles. Both devices have monitor outputs for a set of speakers. Although speakers aren't supplied with these bundles, if you were to add some later, you could simply connect these with a balanced TRS jack cable. Now you might be surprised to hear that these outputs can sound different, and they really do. In this case, the Evo sounds noticeably better. And although the Scarlett is actually louder, the priority for me will always be sound quality, so the Evo wins the point. These interfaces both record with a bit depth of 24 bits. This number refers to the dynamic range the devices could theoretically capture before failing to reproduce the audio coming in or going out of the device. The actual dynamic ranges these devices can capture is 111 decibels on the Scarlett and 113 decibels on the Evo. The Scarlett can record with a sample rate of 192 kHz and the Evo 96 kHz. These numbers refer to the frequency range the devices can capture. In theory, the Scarlett is twice as good here, but for reasons I've explained in this video here, this doesn't make too much of a difference. However, I'll award the Scarlett a point. The Scarlett has a maximum input gain level of 56 decibels on both the mic input and the instrument inputs. This is how loud we can amplify the signal of an audio source. The Evo boasts 58 decibels on both inputs, so wins the point. Most low-cost audio interfaces like these introduce what we call floor noise to the preamps when we turn up the gain. This is a circuit noise that increases the closer we turn the gain up to the maximum level. This is a problem with the Scarlett, rendering the last 5 or 6 decibels of input gain somewhat useless, or at least noisy and hissy, which we want to avoid. The Evo, on the other hand, has a clean input gain all the way up to its full 58 decibels and definitely wins a point. In terms of how the preamps sound, the Scarlett's a little bit thin for me, and the Evo I was genuinely surprised with. The Evo preamps are also free of any audible distortion all the way to the top end of their input gain, producing a clean, full sound. Let's compare the DI inputs with audio from an electric guitar and electric bass guitar. and there's very little in it. Maybe a touch more warmth and low end on the bass in the Evo, but I'm going to have to call this round a draw. Let me know in the comments below if you could hear a difference and which one you preferred. Both interfaces have a built-in headphone amplifier and a single headphone socket. I couldn't tell a discernible difference in audio quality between these two, so this round is also a draw. Both devices feature direct monitoring. This is when we can set a headphone mix with a blend of the audio coming from our computer and the input audio going into our audio interface without any latency. Latency is when you hear a delay between what you play and what you hear through your headphones. Latency is often caused by the round trip of audio from your microphone through your audio interface into your computer, back out to your audio interface, and then into your headphones. Direct monitoring removes the need for this round trip and therefore any latency. In my opinion, the direct monitoring works better on the Evo interface due to the higher output level from the headphone amplifier, but also because you can pan your input signals in the Evo control app, and this is worth another point. The Scarlett has Air Mode, which introduced a preamp modelling circuit to introduce 4 decibels of gain to the top end of the frequency response, as modelled on the classic Focusrite ISA preamps. This is an effect you could achieve with an EQ plugin, but I think the Scarlett deserves a point for this. To hear this in action, click on this video here, which is a full review of the Scarlett Studio Pack. Evo has Smart Gain. This is an intuitive feature that listens to your audio source and automatically sets the input gain for you, taking the guesswork and the fiddly work out of the process, and it works really well. To find out more about this and to see my full review of the Start Recording Bundle, click on the link in the description for this video. Evo includes a built-in audio loopback mixer, enabling you to record stereo audio from a game, digital audio workstation, video, or another input source whilst recording voiceovers or podcast live. In theory, you could use both of these audio interfaces to record onto an iOS device such as an iPad. With the Scarlett, you'd need some additional equipment and connections, but the Evo is designed to work with the iPad Pros. For more information about recording onto iOS devices, check out my friend Pete John's channel. He does some fantastic tutorials on recording to phones and tablets. I'll link his channel in the description. Both bundles are supplied with music production software. The Scarlett comes with Pro Tools First, which is a basic version of the industry standard recording software professional studios use. Evo is supplied with Cubase LE from Steinberg, who is owned by Yamaha, which should give you an idea of the quality of this software. Personally, I prefer Pro Tools, but both bits of software come with audio processing effects, including compression, EQ, reverb, and delay, and much more so you can accurately mix your recordings. Both bundles come with a variety of additional plugins and extensive sample libraries, making both of these exceptional value for money for someone just getting started. Now, I should say that the installation process of all this additional content is significantly easier on the Scarlett. All you have to do, plug in the Scarlett, and a window pops up that offers to take you to the Focusrite website to set up one account and then download and install all the additional software. Unfortunately, with Evo, the way Audient have done it, it's a little bit more convoluted, and to be honest, even I struggled with it to the point where I gave up and just didn't bother. This is a bit of a shame. Hopefully Evo can address this and get this sorted, but the Scarlett wins this point. Evo, however, is supplied with a monitor mixing app to function alongside its built-in loopback feature. This enables you to control your monitor settings from your computer, including panning your inputs and DAW signals, and allows you to save presets for different sessions. The Focusrite control app is a little bit basic and doesn't really offer any additional features, so the Evo wins this point. And as I said at the start, I would answer your question whether you should get a Mac or a PC. Now, if you already have a computer, that's the best one for starting your music production journey. Start with what you have. If you are trying to do it on a budget and it's just a bit of a hobby and maybe you're not looking to take it too seriously, then you can get some really good cheap PC laptops for £400 or £500 or dollars, which is about half what the cheapest Macs cost. Macs, I use Macs, so in my opinion, they are better. I think they're more stable. Fight about that in the comments below. However, what I would say is this. The only complaints I ever hear on this channel about audio interface compatibility is from PC users who struggle with driver installation problems. I never hear complaints from Mac users. Any interface I've had in this studio, I plug it into my Mac, it appears straight away, and it just works. It's easy. That's just my opinion, but that's not to say it's right or wrong. You'll have to decide for yourself, and budget will probably go a long way to influencing that decision. Influencing. Outtake. Before we tally up the points, I must stress that both of these bundles are fantastic value for money and a really great place to start your home studio. Remember, I've linked both bundles in the description below if you'd like to find out more information and to see up-to-date prices. All right, let's tally these scores. Overall value for money, it's close, but I have to lean towards the Evo. And overall quality, just because the Evo I think is a slightly better interface, I have to lean towards the Evo. So the overall scores are... Give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe for weekly comparisons and tutorials. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Be kind to one another, and I'll see you all on the next one.